Hi everybody, my name's Eli.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Caden.
Wow, we found that out.
Okay,
we
yeah.
are the Yahoo and the Torah channel. We thank you guys very, very much. I'm not going to restart that because we have some flubs here, and every once in a while we're only going around in a circle. Sometimes we miss the going around in the circle part. We are those people who believe that the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator are good for all time, that they will stand the test of time, that they are here for us. And we are going over the book of Jacob. And anyone, how you guys doing today?
Good.
All right, so let us take a quick look at this. And again, we're not going over calendars because I'm not so sure we're qualified in the world of calendars. But let's take a quick look at this, James. And you guys remember, this is the series we're doing where faith without works is dead. This is the series that we are doing. And we talked a little bit about yesterday what works are. You guys want to go, what are works, boys?
Works are doing the Torah.
Yeah, doing the Torah. That is the only thing that we have for works. A lot of people are like, well, that's taking an old lady across the street.
I mean, that's loving your neighbor or helping the poor or something like that.
Yeah, helping the old, helping those that are need help and things like that. But works are walking out the Torah and doing what the Torah says. And so the Christians believe that the works will not get you into the Shamayim. That is what their motto is. They're like, oh, works will not save you. Abraham was saved by works. A lot of people were saved by works prior to our Messiah Yahushua. That is the only example that you have, is that you have obedience. And if you are saying that you do not need to keep the laws, statutes, and commands because you're a different religion or something else, well, that takes you outside of the covenant of our Creator. And so Matthew 7 clearly says that those people will not be saved. And so Revelation 14:12 also tells us who will be saved. And it is the people that have the faith of Messiah Yahushua and those who keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator. All right, let's begin. My brothers, do not hold the belief of our Adon Yahushua HaMashiach, the Adon of esteem, with partiality. For if there should come into your assembly a man with gold rings, in a splendid robe, and there should also come in a poor one dressed in rags, and you pay attention to the one wearing the splendid robe and say to him, you sit here in a good place, and say to the poor one, you stand there, or sit here by my feet. Have you not discriminated again among yourselves and become judges with wicked thoughts? Jade.
All right, so in verse 1, I think it's talking about believing in Yahushua's partiality, because I think because he's talking to a lot about the Jewish people at this point, because there's a lot of Jews around, and some of them believe, but they don't want to show they believe. We saw that with what's the one guy's Nicodemus. He showed partiality only with Yahushua when he was with the Jewish people. He only showed that he was Jewish, right? No Messiah, nothing like that, no anything. But so that's why he says no, don't show partiality here.
Yeah, and that's the thing about if you are a so-called Jew, then you look down on others. You break the Torah because you hate your neighbor. You hate people because they're not the same religion as you. And that is what the Judaism is all about. And we're not supposed to do that, right? If you have a rich man who looks all good and you put him at the best spot, and then you put the poor people at your feet, that's where we're judging incorrectly. And our Creator does not want us to judge like that. Okay, 5. Listen, my beloved brothers. Has Elohim not chosen the poor of this world, rich in belief and heirs of the reign which he promised to those who love him? But you have shown disrespect towards the poor man. Do not the rich oppress you and drag you into the courts? Is it your guys say do, not the rich?
Yeah, do not the rich.
Yeah, and so that is very, very true. That is the classic rich man. They will drag you into court. They will have their attorneys deal with you. They don't have to, and they can sit back and they can laugh as you're getting owned.
So I want to go back a little bit to where it talks about the poor people, making them sit there, here because they're poor. Basically, don't do it. Yehoshua talks about that a lot, how it talks about sit in the lowest seat first, and then you'll call it the highest seat. But a lot of the times, you get your seat chosen by people.
Yeah.
So if you're poor, you should, or you're rich anywhere, you should sit in a humble seat, in a seat far away from the top. Don't sit next to the top, and then be ready to be called.
Yeah.
And don't show favors because someone can't bring you a good gift, or someone's not there to give you a good donation. Don't make them sit in the very back because they're poor. Make them sit up front so they can hear the word.
Yeah, absolutely. And Messiah even reiterated that a little bit more, is when they went into the wedding, and it talks about the guy that went and took the best seat, and then he got kicked out of it, and he looked kind of like an idiot because he went and took the best seat when he wasn't that guy. And so we should sit among the poor, we should sit among our people. And people get this chip on their shoulder that they're better than everyone else, and it's crazy.
Right. People should be treated equally. Whether you're rich, you're poor, skin color, no matter what, everyone should be treated exactly the same.
Yep, dirty or clean, whatever it is, what it doesn't matter. Skin color, it's all the same, right? Everybody should be treated the exact same. We are all children of the Most High. 7. Do they not blaspheme that good name by which you are called? If you truly accomplish the sovereign law according to the Scripture, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. You do well. But if you show partiality, you commit sin, being found guilty by the Torah as transgressors. Okay, so this is very, very clear. It's very easy for us to break the Torah, right? It's as easy as us showing partiality or giving somebody who is rich a seat of finer and taking the poor.
Right, because it's not taking care of the poor, it's not loving your neighbor as yourself.
Yeah, and if you are loving your neighbor as yourself, you're not going to set yourself down by your feet, right? You're going to set them at a better thing. And so this is all about loving our neighbor and taking care of him.
And back in verse 7, it says, the rich, they try to blaspheme the good name which you are called. I think that's your name. I think they're trying to ruin your reputation, is what that is.
Well, and absolutely. And that's what, when they drag you into court and, this is what they do. Everybody wants to blaspheme your name and lie and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Okay. Let us, where are we at, guys?
Here at number 10, yeah.
Okay. For whoever shall guard all of the Torah and yet stumble in one point, he is guilty of all. Now, Christians will go this, and this is what the Christians will go, well, this point right here, they're like, well, if we're going to stumble, we shouldn't keep any of it, right?
Right. Like if we can't keep one, we can't keep any of them.
Yeah, if we can't stop eating pig, we might as well, sleep around on our wife, right? That is the logic that they have in that religion. And so what does he mean by this? That if we stumble at one point, we're guilty of it all?
He means you can keep every single command and very good for a long time, but when you break a command, you break all of them because you break the Torah.
Yeah, you break the Torah, and so we are guilty. When we put our hand in the cookie jar at 3 years old, we are now guilty of the Torah, and the actions of the Torah will fall upon us. 11. For he who said, do not commit adultery, also said, do not murder. Now, if you do not commit adultery, but you do murder, you have become a trespasser, transgressor of the Torah.
So that's what we said. Just said if you keep all commands, you break one, you're still a transgressor to the Torah, no matter what command you break. Because there are commands, certain things you don't do, certain things you can do, and if you don't do or don't do what you're supposed to do, then you become a transgressor of the Torah.
Yeah, and this is a hard thing right here because adultery and murder are completely two different things. But in the eyes of Yah, we're still transgressors of the Torah. Okay, 12. So speak and so do as those who are to be judged by a Torah of freedom. Okay, the Christians will take this. They take 2 or 3 lines out of James. They'll go, well, there it is. There's that Torah of freedom. We're not under that bondage anymore.
James is calling the Torah freedom.
And why is the Torah freedom?
Because you're freeing yourself from sin. He's like, stop sinning.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. He's not saying throw the Torah out, burn it, and go find some freedom.
Yeah, and when you live by the Torah, you will have far less guilt because you will not be breaking the Torah all the time. So you won't be living in that. And so we need to be understanding that we will be judged by the Torah. It doesn't matter what race, it doesn't matter what creed, it doesn't matter what anything. It matters that our Creator will judge us by the same Torah. There is one Torah for the stranger and one Torah for the Hebrew. Everybody has the exact same Torah, and we will be judged by that same Torah. 13. For the judgment is without compassion to the one who has shown no compassion, and compassion boasts over judgment. Okay, let's talk about this. Break that down for me, guys. For the judgment is without compassion to the one who has shown no compassion.
If you are a merciless person, why would Yah ever show mercy to you on Judgment Day? If you are just the most ruthless person, if you're just there out to destroy people in the world, and you come and you're like, oh, I should have mercy. And Yah's like, why? You never show mercy to anyone else. What you do on this earth, it gets reflected to you on Judgment Day.
Yeah, and the final line of that, it goes, and compassion boasts over judgment. That is, if we're Ming the merciless and we are sitting out there and we are just cruel to everybody, and we expect our Creator is going to be passionate to us, it's not going to be. The compassion that we show to people, the heart that we live, and the way that we treat people is how it's going to be judged upon us. 14. My brothers, what use is it for anyone to say he has belief but does not have works? This belief is unable to save him. Okay. Right there. What does it have? What use is it for anyone to say that he has belief but does not have works?
So it says if you're a believer, right? You believe in Yahushua, you've done all that, right? That's what the Christian religion does. That's what they do. They throw the Torah out and they only keep Yahushua in. He's like, that does you no good. He goes, that you're missing it. You're missing the point of the entire Bible if you're throwing it out.
Yeah, this absolutely, it says right here, your belief, this belief is unable to save you. Christians should take note on that right there. It clearly says that if you do not have works, that your belief is unable to save you. Why is that?
Because you haven't shown your belief. You haven't shown that you believe.
If you truly believe, then your works will be of obedience, and your works will be that of the Torah. That is what it will be. And so we must have works. And James clearly says belief is unable to save you.
So back on the one I was talking about compassion. If you don't give compassion, you don't get compassion. I think that has a lot to do with we're talking about earlier, the rich. I think that's what because it's all in the same chapter, just not too far down. So he's like, basically he's talking to the rich here. He's like, if you guys don't show mercy, you guys aren't going to get mercy.
Well, it could be that. It could also be the people that walk by the homeless people, right? You walk by them, you see the person with the sign held up, and you don't have to stop and give people money, but you can stop and give them love, and you can stop and give them a little bit of a little compassion, right? That's all it is. And that little compassion is worth way more than money by far. Okay, let's see, 15. And if a brother or sister is naked and in need of daily food, but one of you says to them, go in peace, be warmed and be filled, but you do not give them the bodily needs, what use is it? Okay.
So basically he says, when people come asking you for stuff and you're like, go, be blessed.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Hopefully you find some food. That's not helpful.
Yeah. Oh, good luck. I hope you find some clothes tonight.
Like help them out. Like give them stuff because they might not find food, and you're the only chance they have. That's why they came to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are not to turn those people away. And when you comfort them, hey, I hope you have a good night. I hope you stay warm, and I hope you have some food. Well, you were their hope. And if you sent them away and that was their hope, then you've broken their hope, and there's no hope in what you said. 17. So also belief, if it does not have works, is in itself dead. Okay, this clearly says that if you do not have obedience to the Torah and you only have belief, that belief is dead. That's very, very, very clear. I don't understand why Christians don't understand this, or they will not listen to this. Well, actually, I do.
James is a great book.
James is a wonderful book. Yeah, absolutely. 18. But someone might say, you have belief and I have works. Show me your belief without your works. I shall show you my belief by my works. Wow, that's hardcore right there, right? That's all the Christians are. Well, works aren't going to save you. Works aren't going to save you. That's not what James says. James clearly says that you have belief and I have works. Show me your belief without your works, and I shall show you my beliefs by my works. Yeah.
It should be the Torah keeper's motto.
It should be the Torah keeper's motto. Absolutely. 19. You believe that Elohim is one. You do well. The demons also believe and shudder. Okay?
So he's one.
Yes.
Not two, not three.
It's a Trinity breaker.
It's a oneness breaker.
It is a oneness breaker. It is Messiah and his son are not the same individuals.
Messiah and the son are the same person.
Messiah and the son, that's right.
Father and the
son are not the same individuals. I guess the Messiah and the son are the same individuals, right? It's the son. So you guys know what I mean, right?
Yep. Father and son, different people. Elohim, Yahuwah is one. Yehoshua is one. They're not together. They're not the same.
Yes.
It's Father and Son.
The Trinity is all Catholic nonsense. Okay, 20. But do you want to know, O foolish man, that the belief without the works is dead? Well, yeah, I mean, right there. It's very, very clear.
So you say your faith, but you're not showing, how do you show you have faith? How do you show this to Yahuwah? How do you prove to Yahuwah you do what he tells you to do?
Obedience.
You follow him by never meeting him. You follow him by maybe never hearing him.
Yeah.
So you do what he said. That's faith.
Yeah, absolutely. Faith is believing in things you are unable to see. Okay, and he again says that belief without works is dead. 21. Was not Abraham our father declared right by works when he offered Yitzchak, his son, on the altar? Do you see that the belief was working with his works? And by the works, the belief was perfected?
So Abraham heard Yahuwah, but he still believed Yahuwah would give him his son. He would still protect his son because even though he told him to sacrifice his son, he promised him Isaac would be the one for many generations. So he knew somehow Isaac would be brought back from the dead. Something would happen where Isaac would have children somehow.
Yep, and he absolutely believed Yah, and it was accounted to him. 23. And the scripture was filled, which says, Abraham believed Elohim, and it was reckoned to him for righteousness. And he was called Elohim's friend.
So basically, because he believed and he had faith, he became Elohim's friend.
Does anybody here not want to be Elohim's friend?
I want to be Elohim's
If you're
friend.
Elohim's enemy, I mean, that's only bad news to come.
Bad news, right?
If Elohim decides, hey, you're my enemy, that's a bad thing. That's a very bad
So
thing.
because Abraham was obedient to Yahuwah, he became his friend. You know, there's not a lot of people that says Elohim's friend. I think that maybe Moses maybe would have one of them because he talked with Yahuwah. David was probably pretty close, but there's not a lot of people that ever say Elohim's friend. So because he didn't have Yehoshua, he didn't have to believe in Yehoshua, right? Because he wasn't around yet. Yeah. But he believed in Yahuwah and followed his Torah.
He had obedience, and so he followed what the Creator said to do, and that belief is what saved him. And
how many people in the world want to follow Yahuwah and by being his friend, who want to become his friend by being obedient?
Well,
a lot of people don't.
Well, that's the thing is everybody should strive to be even remotely considered Elohim's friend. If you are even close to that, good things will probably happen. But, we don't want to be Elohim's enemy. All right, 24. You see then that a man is declared right by works and not by belief alone. There we go. James is very clear.
You might say you have faith, but if you're an evil person, like, I believe, but then evil things, you're not declared right.
Yeah.
You're declared right by what you do.
It's all the Christians. This is the entire Christian religion. I believe. I have faith. And it is mercy, mercy, mercy. It's all going to take me in. I can do what I want, eat what I want, worship what I want, and nanny. And that's the way they say it, right? 25. In the same way, was not Rahab the whore also declared right by works when she received the messengers and sent them out another way? For as the body without the spirit is dead, so also the belief is dead without the works. All right. Wow. That's really good.
So basically, if you guys aren't doing the Torah along with believing in Messiah, then you guys don't have true faith. Your faith is nothing.
Yeah, it's dead. Your belief is dead. So also belief is dead without works. If you do not have your works, if you are not obedient to the Torah of our Creator and obedient to His wishes and His things, then you are by default are disobedient, and by default you wouldn't be a child of the Most High. The child of the Most High is somebody who's looking at becoming obedient to Him. It's about doing the right thing. It's about loving Him and loving Him every way. And people can say, well, I love God with all my heart, mind, and soul, but I've nailed the laws to the cross. Well, that's dangerous, and that is terrible, and that is not scriptural. We should never ever do that. All right, guys. So that is the second one of this 5-part series. We hope you guys are good. We love you guys very much, and hope you have a wonderful day.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.